called Ish Chulu, Hachatzar Hapnimis, Achas Daso Chulu. So it says in the Megillah, any man who goes into the inner courtyard without being called. So the one viewpoint is his one opinion is that he kills the person that does that. So that's what Esther says. She doesn't want to go in. Harav Moshe Alshich b'mechir yayin, or Harama. Actually, this is the Rama of Moshe Israelis b'mechir yayin. Aderech ben Azai hitzitz v'mes. This is similar to the concept of Ben Azai gazed and he died when he went up nichnasu lepardes. V'im kain. So it's like looking into the inner courtyard of the king, going in uninvited. V'im kain einze b'parshas vayishlach b'drush Rabbi Akiva yatsa b'shalom chulu. If so, you can look about this in Parshas Vayishlach, about how Rabbi Akiva went out in peace because he was nichnas b'shalom. And with an extra explanation, we can say al pi mashakasu b'drush kinigi l'vyasin sheishchat l'shorabar b'snapirav, about the drush how the Levyasin will fight with the Shor Habar and shecht it with its flippers. Kibal lios heichalos tzarich lios dafka ikuv v'hefsek bein heichal heichal, because as you go up between the palaces, the supernal palaces above with the lios neshamos, you have to stop and wait between each palace. V'zeu hapagimos and that's the concept of the blemishes. Maybe the pagimos hasakin, it's a certain kind of blemish. Look over there in the Mamer of Kanigi. V'zeu asher lo yikarei. And that's the concept of that somebody who's not called. We're talking about going from palace to palace, so you have to not have, you get judged each time, each aliyah to go up. You have another judgment whether or not you're on the level to go into the next level, the next palace. So that's the idea of asher lo yikare, that if you're not invited to go into the king, shenu b'hadraga v'ikuv achas, shenu b'hadraga v'ikuv, if you don't stop and wait till it's proper, achas daso lahamis, his one opinion is to kill. She's bat legamrei, that if you go up into that level, you'll be completely nullified. Like the concept of that he forms malachim ubez ayin uboleosam, maybe anal. So in the concept of Yotzer Misharsim is malachim that are created every day and go out of existence by their shira, by their aliyah. Whereas Asher Misharsav are those from Sheshis and Mibreshis, like Michal and Gavriel. So Yotzer Misharsim is this idea of going out of existence by going up a level. Levad Masher Yoshit Chulu, except if the king stretches forth his scepter, Sharvit HaZahav, the golden scepter, Butsina de Kardanisa, it's this dark flame, Kavamida, the measuring stick of creation. So it's interesting that the lashon of the malachim being burnt up is Heshit Etzbo Hagatana b'name of the Sarfan. That seems to be the opposite idea, that he placed his small finger and they got burnt up, it was too much for them. And here we're saying the Shavit HaZahav is the measuring stick that gives in the proper way what they can handle. Kinyan Udvash, Din, the godless, that like it's explained in the Mamer about Rosh Hashanah, how, or by Mamer by Yosef, it talks about that honey is the Din, the godless, the great judgment, not a concept of bad judgment. It's Hamekayim called over. It's the strength in judgment that establishes and keeps things going. That it should not go bad in the vessel. And that's the concept of how the length of the yiriyah, of the skin on the Mishkan, was 28 amas. I guess it's from Lashon Koach. Even the Luchora, you have Yud Aleph, Yiriyos, which are a concept of the Birur and Tzutzos, that one Hamshacha that goes down to elevate. So that might also be somehow connected with the concept of Din and so forth. Inyan Anshe Shushan Vaprazim, the concept of the people in Shushan and in the open cities, the difference between them, Yishlam Hashish B'Knesset Yisrael Beis Bechinos. We can say that in amongst the souls of Israel, there's two concepts: Shoshana bin Achochim, those amongst the thorns. Hainu Prazim Malchus Shebibiyah. That's the concept of the open cities. Malchus, as it's amongst Yitzirasiyah. So that's amongst the thorns. That's the open cities. And my beloved amongst the daughters, so that's Malchus as it's in Atzilus, and surrounded by a wall, so to speak, as it's in Atzilus. Vishushan Atzmo, Shanasebu Anes Havilek Mukafim. And Shushan itself, since the miracle happened in it, so it's like the walled cities. So perhaps that's a concept of even below. You have the same hamshacha as you would above, even if it's not surrounded. V'im kein pir kol ze ayin b'Mamer Hazohar de Keshoshana reish pashas breishis umavoyetz leinu b'siyada d'shmai. And if so, we can connect this explanation to the Mamer Hazohar that talks about in the beginning of Zohar, it talks about Keshoshana bin Achochim, that is mentioned in Parshas Beishis and explained in Maimar Biurei Zohar. You have the concept of the Chamish Aleph Tekifin and the Yud Gimel Olin, and the concept of the flow from Yisod, that is Shoshana vis Shoshana. And the concept of Shushan is a concept of Shoshana. Ben Achochim, and they have the idea that's brought in Shari Gan Eden about the Dalet of Kriyashma is like the Achos Lanu Ktana, because the Aleph Chesav Echad is the Ach, but the Dalet is the Achos Lanu Ktana, that Ushtaim Inla, that grew to a big Dalet, which is Ani Choma V'Shadaika Migdalos. It's the concept of a Choma that's grown. You have the concept of the big ayin and the big dal becoming aid, which is the union of the yichud of Shema. So that's the concept of maybe the concept of mukafim choma. It's connected to the idea of the Shoshana of the level of Patzuf Rachel.